Hey y'all, welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. This is a collective. What is that sound? This is a collective convo, and we're gonna talk about taking accountability. Okay, this was my dad's. Anyway, I don't know. I guess he wanted to be here. What is that sound? Is that Niall's tablet? Okay, so we're gonna talk about taking accountability. It's not difficult, but in this society in which we've been encouraged to just scapegoat and blame everyone for everything else, yeah, it is challenging to step into your power and take accountability. And it may feel like that seems like a contradiction, that taking accountability would be taking your power, like taking a hold of your power. Because again, the society in which we live and have been, indoctrinated into wants you to place blame on others, keep things divisive, keep relationships at ends, because when you're in a state of low vibration and lack, you consume more. So you're going to benefit their pockets the sadder you are. The more well, that's the same thing, unhappiness and sadness, but it's not just that. So taking accountability both in interpersonal relationships and in just your own life in general is a huge practice, and that's what it is. It's a practice. This isn't it's a process into practice, right? Especially because of the way we've been raised. I know I just keep saying the same thing over and over. The things I wrote down are excuses and victim mentality. The stuff on top is old. So, I don't need this whole notebook right now. Okay, making excuses for your own behavior or your own place of life and putting yourself in a victim mentality. Doing so is pretty much the same thing. Everyone does that. When you have integrated enough of your shadow, when you have released enough of your own ego, that sound is awful. Can you guys hear that? I'm really glad I left the room before that started. Wow, I'm so distracted. It's such a high pitch. Nye! Oh my god. This sound is driving me crazy. Anyway, okay. I'm not a victim. And I'm not going to use this as an excuse to not upload this video. Case in point, there we go. Alright, very quick, easy. No, but for real though, we've all had some sort of narcissistic relationship that we're healing from, whether it's systemically or within our family or a relationship. We've experienced really shitty fucking people who blamed us for stupid shit that really wasn't anything to do with us, right? Don't worry, I'm getting to my point. So when we are presented with an opportunity to take accountability for our own wrongdoings because of the trauma we've endured, we more than likely won't. Will more than likely place blame on someone else again, right? Even if we're given this opportunity, and it is an opportunity. Remember, it is a practice. You don't have to do this publicly. You don't have to do any of this work publicly. But your relationship to your consciousness, your relationship to your divinity, your relationship to others is your own, right? And taking accountability is a tool in which you strengthen that connection to self, to divinity, right? To others as well. I'm a recovering people pleaser, but it was mostly because of abuse, narcissistic abuse, emotional abuse. I used to apologize for fucking everything. Like, it was just second nature. No matter what. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. When I started my master's, I was still heavily on my medication, and my professor at the time was like, I'm going to start a like coin jar. Every time you apologize, you're gonna have to put like a quarter in there, right? Like instead of a swear jar. And it was because I had been beaten is the word, but this wasn't physical abuse. This was emotional and mental abuse by my family. But yeah, I had been beaten down to the point of not thinking that I was worthy of anything, right? That was the same semester I chose to go off on my meds and started reclaiming my life. That was in 2014, so like 11 years ago at this point now. Anyway, all that to say, if you experience those tendencies too, sometimes taking accountability can be really scary. It can send you into a space of extreme guilt that's not even yours to carry. Guilt has been coming out in our collective readings a lot this week, just this morning as well. So I feel like that's why taking accountability is the action piece to alleviate guilt, essentially. Now that doesn't mean you need to take on everyone else's shit. That doesn't mean that you need to apologize and take accountability for everything wrong ever, right? No, that's not what we're saying. That is what we are saying though, is when me, myself, and I, when someone lets you know that you've hurt them, when someone, it doesn't even need to involve another person, but that's just an example. If someone says something to you like, hey, go back to 5th grade with the I statements. Hey, I felt bad when you did this, and you straight up punch them in the face. Is that taking accountability? Nah. No. The correct thing to do in that moment, interpersonal communication, would be, my bad. Dude, I'm sorry. Whoa. You don't even have to apologize. But what you can do, especially if you're a recovering people pleaser, don't apologize, but take accountability, right? Different things. Because a lot of the times those words don't even have meaning. It's just a habitual, whoa, that was a loud clap. It's a habitual, like, oh God, I have to apologize so that I'm worthy of love, right? And essentially this is, the root of all of this is an unworthiness of love, right? That's why I started out talking about narcissists, because someone along the line made you feel like you either didn't have to take accountability or you had to take accountability for everything. But when taking accountability for everything, including other people's actions, that's not really taking accountability. That's just being the scapegoat, right? Okay, victim mentality. Victim mentality is really actually very manipulative. I know. I had heart palpitations when I heard this too. I was like, what? But yeah, it is, you get to choose how your life goes. You get to make decisions. You are a living, breathing being on the planet. I understand that there are some constraints within that, right? Both systemically, within your family, culturally, society-wise, money. You need money to do certain things, mobility, right? However, you still get to make decisions. You still get to choose what you want to do. You still get to choose where to put your energy. You still get to choose what you want to do with your time, if you have any time, because capitalism has already claimed most of that for you. So within that, when you're coming into consciousness, when you're stepping into your passion, stepping into your power, one of the things you need to do is take accountability for the times in which you've wronged others, or even yourself, by either putting yourself in a space of victim, or people pleasing, or, becoming a doormat for others. Take accountability for the ways in which you participated in your own oppression, ultimately. And when you were in that space, right? Because it's just time and space. It's fluid. Nothing is the way they say it is. Time and space are constantly moving, right? Even if you're doing the same thing every day, you could choose to do one thing different and it would entirely change every fucking thing, right? Again, that's one choice you get to make. So take accountability for your life, right? I know this was all over the place. I know we did a very dynamic conversation about this, but that's the way it is. So let me give you another example. I think the most important thing is that once you are in that space of being able to take accountability, and also allowing others to take accountability for their wrongdoings, instead of staying silent about the things that someone did to you because you've been a people pleaser, or because you just feel like the whole world is against you, or you're this victim, whatever. Speak up for yourself. Speak up for yourself, because it is a tool for learning and growing, and we're all here to do that with each other and for each other, right? We become examples of what we can do differently, in order to liberate ourselves, right? In order to truly participate in a collective liberation thing, okay? It's 11:11 on the microwave. Make a wish. Anyway, it's an angels and airwaves kind of day, if you can hear the vibe. It's gonna be 11:11 on this timer too in a minute. I'll call it right now. Okay, make another wish. They're both 11. Oh, not anymore. Okay, anyway, taking accountability isn't a scary thing. It doesn't mean that you need to, wear the weight of the world on your shoulders. But it is an acknowledgement of, hey, I'm human. Sometimes I fuck up. Sometimes I'm a dick. Doesn't necessarily mean that's who I am at my core. Just means like, where did I pick up these characteristics? Why am I doing this? Again, thinking critically. Remember, thinking critically is just asking more questions than it is, accepting knowledge blindly. So thinking critically about the actions that you take, the behaviors you have, the things that you do, the things you believe. Take accountability for yourself. It's a really big part of reclaiming your agency, honestly. Yeah, it might not all be, roses and butterflies, but we're not all love and light, right? This whole process is about incorporating our darkness. And when you look at the world, you understand that, like, the world's a lot darker. Like, I'm not evil. I just picked up some bad habits and tendencies because I've been surrounded by dicks, right? Like, it's not that big of a deal. All right? So don't be a victim, okay? Utilize those moments as learning. And there's that art of detachment, too, which we did another detachment and letting go. Like, detaching any of these moments from your worth, right? You are worthy and whole within yourself, regardless of what you do and how you've behaved. It doesn't matter. And you always have a moment to change, right? You get to choose your next adventure, right? You can stay stagnant. You can do whatever you want. You have free will, right? Okay. Hopefully this helps. Take accountability. Don't be a dick, all right? And if you've been a dick, be like, hey, I was a dick. My bad. Right? Okay? Mean it. And if you can't mean it, get to a point when you can mean it, right? Like, take the accountability to get to there, right? Get to there. Get there. All right? I think that's it. I don't really have a lot to say. You guys saw the notes. There were only like 3 things. Just know that everyone goes through this shit if they want to be a better person, Lots of people work from a space of, I'm a victim, they know me wrong. Bitch, you are not a toddler. You have the ability to change your tendencies. You don't have to carry around characteristics like the fucking letter A from Scarlet Letter. Like, you don't have to wear your bad qualities as like, I'm such a gross person. No, if you know that, then change it, right? Take accountability and be like, oof, I do this. It sucks. I don't want to do this anymore. How can I not do this anymore? What can I replace this with? Why did I lash out at that person? What was it about that person that made me feel bad, right? Do I owe them an apology? Maybe, like, think about it, right? Like, think about the impact you have on others, and take accountability for the ways in which you show up in the world, right? The goal is to be a dope-ass human who fucking loves other people, right? Who does what they want. Scuba Steve is right here, all right? I don't know why it's here, but it is. Now I was playing with these yesterday, and I just grabbed this one. It's the only one here. So, I don't know. Big Daddy may be big for you. I don't know. Take accountability. Big Daddy, he had to take accountability at the end, right? and everything worked out. So take accountability for your actions. Take some photos. Anyway, I think that's it. I've hit this home. You still have a choice to not take accountability. I don't care. You're not in my energy. All right, bye.